Is Superman and Lois returns with another episode, episode 13. You saw it. What do you think of it?
Yeah, so Superman and Lois now again after this episode is on a 3 week break. There's been a lot of breaks throughout this season. I think it's because the VFX team, the CGI with COVID, it's taken a bit longer to finish the episodes because of course everything is shot, but the VFX teams don't really work on the episodes until like a few weeks before they air. So I think that's maybe what's the problem. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're trying to drag it out because the CW network don't really have that many shows because of COVID delayed so many. So maybe that's why. But yeah, this episode was kind of interesting because there wasn't as much action in it, but it was kind of more of you know what if Superman turned evil, and do we need the weapons, and do we need the kryptonite to kill Superman if he ever goes bad? Because you know General Lane, Lois Lane's father, feels bad because his weapons nearly killed Superman, like the Superman, who's the only kind of savior for Earth in case anything goes bad. And so there's kind of a thing going on where General Lane wants to get rid of the Kryptonian weapons that can kill Superman, but then Superman's thinking to himself, like, what if I ever did go evil? And I think we need these weapons around. So Superman tells the government to keep the weapons around in case he ever does go bad. So but if anybody gets these weapons, if Lex Luthor was able to get them, Superman's dead. He's done. He's finished. So it's very, very interesting. Then you have Lois Lane, who of course is a journalist, but she can't tell the full story of what happened with Morgan Edge, with him putting Kryptonian consciousness into people because her father was involved, her husband was involved as well, her friends were involved, so she can't really tell the full story, and she's kind of dealing with her own kind of personal issue, like because she's a journalist, she wants to tell the truth, but here she can't, and she's put into a sticky situation. And the people of Smallville are very confused of what happened with Morgan Age, and they blame the Cushings, which is Lana Cushing, her husband, because they were big fans of Morgan Age and wanted him in the town. And he turned bad and was trying to, ruin Smallville. So people are kind of pushing them out of Smallville and won't talk to them and stuff like that. So this episode was small enough, but I really like the kind of discussion of, do we need these weapons that can kill Superman around? Do we need them? Because Superman thinks we do, and General Lane thinks we don't. But Superman convinces them to keep it because if he does go bad, they're screwed. But then if Lex Luthor or somebody bad does get them, Superman's screwed. So nobody really wins.
Right.
You know, So we've seen it before. Like we've seen evil Superman so many times in the last few years. It seems like it's becoming a regular thing. But I don't think we have seen the discussion where Superman actually thinks he could turn bad because it happened so easily with Morgan Age. Morgan Age was able to corrupt him. He was able to manipulate him to turn evil, nearly turn evil. And then, we have John Henry Irons as well from his Earth. On his Earth, Superman went evil. He turned bad, and they had no way of defeating him. They didn't have those weapons on that Earth. And on this Earth, they do. So I think Superman was very, he was very brave to say, let's keep this stuff around in case I do turn bad.
Awesome. And who is this person? Is that Morganage that's inside that cell?
Yeah, so so he was captured last week, but it looks like he wanted to be captured. So there was this kind of Kryptonian weapon. I don't know the name of it right now, but it was kind of this device that was able to put Kryptonian consciousness into the people of Smallville. So, General Zod made a return in last week's episode. His consciousness made a return, and there's a few other Kryptonians like that. And this device was able to do this to people of Smallville, like put their consciousness into a regular person, and they'd have Kryptonian powers and they'd remember their past on Krypton. So, but at the end of last week's episode, Superman and Steel, John Henry Irons, were chasing Morgan Edge, trying to capture him. He goes into space and he absorbs this device, or he destroys it, and it looks like he gets this new power from it. Now, it hasn't been revealed yet, so I'm thinking that maybe he has got maybe all of the consciousness from the Kryptonians. So he's more educated, or he's more powerful. I'm not exactly sure, but he is stronger because in this episode he kind of has this blue glow in his eyes, or this light blue in his eyes, and never seen this before. I haven't, so I don't know exactly what it is. But Morgan Edge wanted to be captured, and I'm interested to see where it goes. But I think he wants to convert Superman because we get to see flashbacks in this episode of him as like a teenager, And you know where like we have Kal-El and we have Jor-El, and Jor-El is kind of his teacher and stuff like that. Morgan Edge had the exact same thing. Only his father was kind of he was mean and he treated him bad. And Morgan Edge wanted to convince his father that he could turn Superman, like he could turn Clark Kent. You know, he could. He's his brother. He's his blood brother. So he thought that the two of us could work together and rebuild Krypton in a good way, not an evil way on Earth. But in this episode, Morgan Edge realizes that Superman's too far gone. He can't really convert him. He can't change his mind. And I think that Morgan Edge realizes that, yeah, I'm going to have to do this on my own. And he has this new power as well. At the end of the episode, he escapes pretty easily. So it looks like that he could have escaped anytime he wanted, but he wanted to try and change Superman's mind, which he can't.